G'day guys, and welcome to the Centre Bounce for the round 2 drive home. It's your boy Joe. Big J, how you doing?
Mate, I'm wet. Joe, it is raining. I'm wet. I'm also driving home. So joining everyone on the drive home. Driving home, it's kind of a double entendre maybe is the right word, but I'm glad to be here.
Is it inappropriate to do a "that's what she said" joke about the "I'm wet" part? Is it inappropriate to say it?
Nah, I don't think so.
Very good. Oh, everybody, welcome to another. Yes, I'm a Baz fader, but that's being changed. I'm getting Baz this week. It's not happening anymore. We've kicked the Perry woman, we've kicked Shittiman, and we got the Baz. So really happy about that. I should change my name to no longer Baz Fader, but that's fine.
That's all right. No worries there, Joe. I similar am also bringing in Baz into my team. It's been a hard week not owning him. I think just kind of jumping on the bandwagon. I think something to take away from next year is if a player actually has a chance of going massive, maybe you start them in your team. You know, you don't have to fade them or potentially get suckered into training them in round 2. So, yeah, I think that's a bit of a takeaway. Now, if it was a Perryman type in our midfield, okay, I can understand fading. But when our forward line is so depleted, grabbing these 400k players that could end up being keepers. I mean, we had him in our team all pre-season, and then 3 weeks before the season, we took him out. So it's a bit silly.
Well, that's I suppose the problem with the Pracky games. You can either get sucked in to picking someone that you didn't have on your radar, and at the same time, you can also fade someone who you have had for the longest time. So it's a little bit, there is a double-edged sword there with the preseason game. So to be honest, I feel like next year I am not going to watch the preseason game. SDK was someone who, based on the role, was someone that a lot of people thought, hey, this could be good. If he's rucking and then going behind the ball, could be really good. But then we saw him get killed in the ruck in the Pracky game, and then it's just like, oh, nah, won't pick him. But for all the people who didn't watch, for example, or didn't care about the Pracky game, they certainly were ahead. So... yeah, I might not watch the Pracky games next year, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's a bit tricky too, because sometimes we end up, we've always got to take into consideration what players are out, what players are in. This rookie might look fantastic, but then half the team's not playing. So it's always something to consider there as well, especially with like a Collingwood. I mean, Perryman 122 in the practice game, fantastic. Last week a 95, okay, it's not the best. And then our first scoring time in SuperCoach and he scores a 60. So it's like, hey, what's changed over this period of time? Oh, new players have come back. Houston's now playing, all these other things, blah, blah, blah. We get screwed over, Joe.
Yep. So that's correct. Now, we do already have some news to go over based on various tweets that have come out. But before that, we'll have a look at some of these comments first. G'day, guys. G'day, Harry. How many people using the boost this week?
Me. Big J puts up his hand. I need to make probably 6 to 7 correction trades, which in essence is not too bad because it means like 18 of my choices are good in my team. It's just fixing up things like rookies for the most part and, offloading a Perryman to a Baz in that kind of situation. So the team looks okay. I'm top 10K, which is nice, but it's just fixing up problems, which causes us to spend a lot of trades early, really.
Yeah, exactly. I've only got the one trade so far penciled in, and that trade is just Perryman to Baz. And it's just.
I wish I had Patton in the back line. Sorry, in the forward line like you have, so I could just do the GPP swap and then not have to worry. I wish.
Yeah. So I'm not intending to do a boost because I feel like I've got some quite good rookies that could end up performing really well this week. that I think Sardis and Foss both have really good job security. I already have Ashcroft. I already have Nod. I've already got Never, obviously. So these are some players that I think are worth having, especially if they perform really well this week. Like if Sardis, doesn't have 57% TOG and has more like 70%, then that 50 could very easily become a 70 to 75. Foss playing halfback. Normally, halfbacks perform better than 51. It was his first game. Hot day under the roof. Like these two guys in their second run, in their second game, could certainly be better for the run last week. And if they both go like 80, then I'm laughing, I suppose, and I don't really have to force in another rookie. Would like to, if Pal Pepper doesn't go well, then Pal Pepper can easily become, one of those DPP rookies like Elijah Hewitt, for example. And I'm keen to see the team sheets for Flynn because there are some question marks about it because there was, of course, during the week, there was some talk, and this is from Andrew McWalter himself. Every week, we will have a competition between our rucks. It will be based on form and our competition. It can change week on week. So, yeah, a bit nerve-wracking for the Flynn pick. So if the Flynn pick, if Flynn gets dropped, yes.
Warning signs.
And that was the reason why I ended up chickening out of the Flynn R2 selection because of the inconsistency, perhaps, and the threats. So yeah. So be careful, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be keen to see what's happening with the team sheets at 620. Michael, g'day, Michael. No boost this week. Not enough cash and too few midfield spots. It's true. It's true. Next week, though, might involve... Because there were some concerns that Chera's been training with the defenders during the week. And how true that is remains to be seen. We will see in the game tonight how Chera goes, if Chera's playing off halfback or playing in the mids. Hopefully he's playing in the mids. If Chera loses his spot in the midfield, then Chera could be someone that gets traded away to then be able to field the 4 rookies because it's better to have more midfielder rookies on field than defenders or forwards. So,
yeah.
We'll see what happens there. Sim, honestly, considering only one trade this week, depending on team sheets. Yep, that's exactly right.
Good. I'm glad. You must have all the really good rookies then and not have to worry about a Perryman type.
Mate, Yaron's laughing. Seriously not considering trading at all this week. On you, Yaron.
On you, Yaron.
Man Flesh Boogie. Very cool. No boost this week. Excellent. If you can get away with not using a boost this week, then I think you are in a very good position. Captain Flash. I'm not quite, sure. Maybe not quite sure about your trades. I'm feeling only 2. One for Baz, one for Ned Long. SuperCoach God sold me on Monday. Yeah, Ned Long.
Watch out for Ned Long as well, because you'll have an extra week. I don't think he played last week. He kind of didn't debut, but played this week. And big watch on what DeGoey does. I'm pretty sure he'll be named as to Ned Long and what's happening. Now, I'm sitting in my car, Joe, because it is bucketing down. So we'll see kind of what the rain's like at the moment before I walk out of my car. Hopefully it's only a 10 to 15 minute type deal. But as you can see, sitting in my car. Hey.
Very nice.
I remember
I think with Long, I don't think he's necessarily an important one because, you had what's his face? Pendles was the sub. How often is Pendlebury going to be the sub? I doubt Pendlebury is going to be the sub every single week. There's also Ed Allen, who could possibly get a gig. There's a few things there that can change. Perryman had fewer CBAs. Does Perryman occasionally get a bump in CBAs? I just think the Collingwood midfield is a hard one to read. Obviously, SuperCoach God is a Collingwood supporter, so potentially, you know, he obviously would know his team better than I do because I bloody hate the Pies. But it just seems to me that it's going to be almost horses for courses in terms of how Collingwood plays, and depending on what the best matchups are. What are you
You guys see
doing,
that?
BJ? You can't be using your
Can you,
phone whilst
can you see
driving.
that? Like, how bad is that rain, mate? It reminds me if you've ever been in the car wash, and the car wash like happens.
Yes.
That's the rain that I've got at the moment. Is like the car wash. It is wet, boys and girls. I'm glad I'm not outside.
Yeah, fair enough. Yes, Sim Keeler debuting for the Saints. Yep, that tweet was out there as reported by Josh Gablish. He will make his debut. Where does he play? I don't know. Hopefully not in the ruck, because it means it kicks out our boy Boyd. So that would be a bit dramatic if Boyd is not named in the ruck this week, wouldn't it? Gee, that would be terrifying.
Yeah. I think he'll be back for periods of time, but I would love the cash gen. I think they can fit him in. They can fit him in the team. Just a bit of movement around, I think.
Fair enough. Can't believe people are trading out Lockie Neal and Horn Francis. I agree. That is just pure knee-jerk reaction. So I would not. Yeah, look, encourage them, Michael. This is, of course, a competition at the end of the day. And if people are going to be trading out Lockie Neal at home against the Eagles, then that is entirely up to them. Give us the free rankings, please.
Surely they're trading him out to Dunkley. Surely.
May the Force be with you. That is a very nice one there by the Tigers. Yes, Liam Fawcett has also been named for the Tigers, but hard to, I don't know, probably going to play as a forward, and I don't really like forwards, especially for the Tigers. Panic Tragan, absolutely. CWT, good to see you, my friend. Velo as well, hello. No trades this week. I used them last year way too fast. A different strategy in 2025.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I think if you've got all the good rookies, then no dramas. Don't make any trades. But if you're missing one or two crucial ones, and it's more a bit of a forward-thinking thing as well, right? Like if you've got a couple of primos that maybe you're not happy with in certain positions, and then you've got to come in and be like, hey, well, I might need to do 4 trades next week. So if I can't do 4 trades, I'd prefer not to have to rethink a bunch of stuff. Like no one had Xavier Lindsay in their team. So do you go now and say, cool, I'll trade someone for Xavier Lindsay? Or do you potentially not get him? Or do you want to have the situation next week where you've got four rookies to bring in and you can't do it and you've got to decide which one of the 3? So makes things a bit tricky.
Yeah. It does. All right, moving on to Michael, game time.
I think Riley Hardiman might play this week for North Melbourne. He was in the A team in the training today, so we'll see. Because Jackson Archer's in 3 weeks, so we've got to play someone in the position.
Yep, very cool. G'day, Michael. How's everyone's week gone? It's been all right. It's not too bad. Can't complain about it. Another week of football. Very keen and excited for it.
Yeah, I'm happy. Round 2's here. It's good. It'll go really quick. It'll be like round 6 in 4 weeks, and then it'll be like, 4 more weeks will be round 10, and then another month, and it'll be, SuperCoach is almost finished. So, yeah.
Exactly. Very nice, Yaron. Look, you can get a free look at Perryman one more time. His break even at 77 isn't the end of the world, absolutely. You can afford to hold on to him. He does have his bye next week, but for me, I just don't have Baz, and I want Baz, plain and simple. Also frees up a bit of cash for me for next week. You're probably going to hold Perryman. Okay, that's up to you, Michael. Yes, Edwards is also named. So Edwards, I think, we sort of called it on the weekend that went past because of the injury to Langers. So Langford obviously has a severe hamstring, will be missing quite a few weeks, and or we were already missing 2-meter Peter as well to injury. So as a result, our forward stocks are quite depleted. And Tom Edwards has been absolutely killing it. Almost every game he plays, the guy kicks like 4 goals. It's ridiculous. He's very consistent and he knows how to find the big sticks. So 99k rookie in the forward line. And due to our limited stocks, I think he's got pretty good job security. 2-meter Peter, still think he's still out for at least around 4 weeks still, and Langford also out for 4 weeks. So Tom Edwards could get 4-game stretch. The only problem is that he has the bye next week. So if you pick him now, he's not going up in price for 4 weeks basically. So it's a little bit rough.
Well, if I think the likes of Davidson might not end up being a really good rookie. So if you want to be a bit cheeky, you write a couple of cash rises from him, and then you bring in Edwards on the bubble. It's not the worst thing. I mean, I've got Aiden Johnson in my forward line, and it sucks. I think I'm about the only one in SuperCoach that actually has him in their forward line, unfortunately. And he got suspended on the weekend, which isn't great. And so him and Tom Edwards here might end up being a similar price, cash prices at a similar time, which isn't ideal.
Clowns SC
Nice.
scored 22-0-2 with no Bailey Smith, Baby Ashcroft, or Nevitt being my biggest concerns. Thinking of Perryman to Baz and Peatling to Baby Ashcroft. Very nice trades. Very nice. I like it. I could honestly just choose one on long and wait a week on Baz and SDK, but that would mean no Lindsay or Hall, both of which I want. Yeah, Lindsay, I don't know about Hall. Hall's a good player if Woody's in the chat, forgive me. Hall is a good player in a not-so-good team, unfortunately, at the moment for the Saints. So is he going to score that much every week? What happens when they get some players back from injury, like King, for example? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Hall. But if Hall goes another 75 plus this week, plus with the DPP, I think, you can certainly bring him in. Lindsay, he's a winger. So Lindsay's going to have some inconsistent scoring as well. There's every chance that Lindsay could go maybe 45 this week. So we'll see what happens. But I would like Lindsay and Hall for sure. Now there's 2 big J's. Hello.
Can you kick off the non-camera one, Joe, please? There you go.
There we go. I can't remove him, but I can just do that, I guess.
That's all right.
G'day, Shawnee. How's it going? Good to see you, my friend. Clowns. Roberts is my D5, even after trading Perryman to Smith too. So defense is solid.
No.
Excellent.
I wish I had this type of team. Like, we spoke about it all preseason. We didn't do it. We didn't listen to our own advice, and it's come to bite us in the butt. So you've done very well there.
Is Keeler going to take Boyd's rock? That's the thing. I really hope that he doesn't. I think Boyd should play.
I don't think it will. I think they're going to do something a little bit different. I think maybe a Caminiti goes to the back line, which frees up a spot in the forward line. That's my hope. Wait for team sheets, obviously, but Marshall works too well as a forward than a ruck instead of a ruck forward. So I would hope that they can keep Boyd on.
I think they want to combat the fact that they don't have, the best ruck department over there at the Cats. They're playing with SD. They're playing with SDK in the ruck and Blixarv's pinch hitting. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to try and combat that and try and get some ascendancy, because Keeler is pretty dynamic. He's quite athletic. It reminds me of Paddy Ryder a little bit with the way he plays. So could be a double team and leaving a tall person in the back line just to keep the defenders accountable, perhaps. So we'll see what happens. Come on, Big J. What's going? He's here. He's here. Don't worry about it. Good
Sorry,
afternoon.
Michael.
Maltesing.
What's
G'day,
up, Maltese?
everyone. Got smashed in the rain like everyone. Should be interesting team selection tonight. Do you think Carlton will play the two big guns? Yes, they will. Yes, they will. Because they don't know how to play without him.
Well, they need to play everyone. They should probably have an interchange of like 100 and then put, the top 44 or whatever number is on the field just to make the team worthwhile, because Voss is on the chopping block. They're going to play all the big stars. They're going to try and just will the game, which I don't think will work against Hawthorn. Just sucks that it's at the MCG and not at Marvel, and it's fucking wet. It is. If you're not in Melbourne, like, it is wet outside. It is still raining. MCG will be like a swamp. I don't know if that's good or bad for TDK, Joe, but it's probably not good for much else.
Well, it could mean more stoppages, which means more hitouts potentially for TDK.
Do we go back on TDK captain then, because it's just dreadful?
Well, I've got him as vice. I don't have a problem with him being a vice captain. Like he's still a decent tap ruck, and I just simply have to look back to last week. Like last week, my boy, Sammy Draper. All right, guess how Sammy Draper did last week against Lloyd Meek? He scored 103. Sammy Draper went 103 and he did not kick a goal. All right. So if Sam Draper can go 103, I'm pretty confident that TDK can also do pretty good against Lloyd Meek as well. That's just my opinion. He's only a vice captain. I'm pretty confident that Rosie will score really well against the Tigers. And if you have Dunkley or Neil, you can be pretty confident that they will score really well against West Coast as well. So I don't necessarily think it's a be all and end all if you're going to VC TDK, because there are some safe captaincy options this week.
Yeah, you could almost go Captain Levi Ashcroft against West Coast at the moment. It's a bit rough.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Jack, g'day, Jack. Done Hasty and SPP into Levi and Hall. Was going to go Perryman to SDK as well.
Sure. Do it.
Levi is very important. Yeah, Levi is a must. Hasty was really unfortunate. Like, seriously, what was Ross thinking? Why would Ross sub out Hasty when he was performing so well? I just don't understand it. Max Hall seems to have... Now, our good friend Kammer, he said that Max Hall had a really good preseason and has rock-solid job security. So I don't mind those trades.
I would probably wait a week on Hasty and Hall, to be honest. There might be one or two others and some other things you can do. But when you're downgrading rookies, you have to be certain that the cash is going to be there. What if a Hall comes out and scores like a 30 this week, and then after next week his good score is gone, and then he's almost plateaued on price? So just have to be a little bit careful there. Jen, thank you very much, Jen. To go in
Thanks so much,
this
Jen.
week, captain, could work out very well for us.
It certainly should. I have no doubt about that personally. I think all the people trading out Neil might be kicking themselves at the end of the week. Let's just say that. Yes, raining a lot, absolutely. Another Joe, a fellow Joe. Hello, Joe. I'm giving one more week to Tzatziki. And then he goes out the door together with Sam Powell-Pepper. Yeah, me too. That's what I'm doing. If Sardis doesn't perform this week, then he gets downgraded. There are a gazillion rookies out there that can match him. James, you there? Is he there, or is it just me? Whose internet is bad? Is it mine or Big J's?
That'll be mine.
Are you not home yet? How are you not home yet, Big J? Come on, mate. Gotta get home. Gotta get out of this rain. It's dangerous out there. Guys, let me know in the chat who's dead. Is it me or Big J? I'm confused right now. But yes, I'm holding on to Sidus for a week, and if he doesn't pop off, then we trade him. Same thing with Foss. If he doesn't pop off, we trade him. Big J driving slow today. Yes, absolutely. I agree. Joe's going from Bass Vader to Darth Vader. That's a good one, Yaron. That's a very good one. 35 degrees in Sydney, west. Ooh, stinking hot. Stinking hot. Put the convertible top back up, you won't get the... That's a good one. All on the Baz after one game. It's not even just after one game. The thing is, Michael, that one game was ridiculous. That one game wasn't even that good for Baz. But he was still scoring like no one's business in that first half, and then just kept getting the benefit of the scaling going up over time. He's shown that he's healthy and capable. I honestly believe that this 147 is his ceiling score, and he will never score that high again, personally. But he's shown that he's capable of going 95 plus. And if he goes 95 plus, then that's enough to be a keeper at sub 400k, at under 390k. Plus, I'm not moving heaven and earth to get him in. I'm cutting out a guy who I wasn't confident in all preseason. And yes, they may tag him this week. I still think Holmes is the one who should be getting the attention in the midfield. So, yeah, we'll have a look at him, says Ross. Who's going to tag him? If he's playing, he only got, if we go to the CBAs last week, let me just pull up the CBAs from last week. The Geelong, he only had 26% CBAs. They're not gonna tag him when he's on the wing or playing at half forward, I imagine. They're gonna go to Max Holmes. Max Holmes is their barometer in there, not Bailey Smith. So Bailey Smith showed that he's capable of scoring a big score without getting bulk CBAs. So I think he's a bit more tag proof. Plus, because he's so widely owned, what happens if he's not tagged and he goes off again? Then I am well behind the rest of the pack, and it's not a good place to be in. Next year is going to be my year, all right, just like this year was supposed to be. Mate, there's always next year, Cap and Flash. There's always next year. May tag Baz by concentrating fixing the issues from last week. Yo, I mean, I absolutely need to. I can't field. I prefer this structure and then looping between these two guys. And the good thing is, though, that because we're in best 18, I'm considering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I'm considering already getting about 18 good scores. And then one of these rookies, and then one of these rookies, and a Flynn. You know, so I think that in best 18, it's fine going with 2, and then keep and taking advantage of the fact that it's best 18. It might look bad moving forward with 2 rookies in the back line, but we will be getting, what's his face? We'll be getting Mills soon. If we go to the injury list, we will have an inexpensive upgrade in the not too distant future within Callum Mills. If we go down to Sydney, Callum Mills is still 2 to 3 weeks away. You know, so it's not that far, and we are only now entering into the buy rounds. So out of the buys, we could be getting Callum Mills as one of those upgrades in the back line. And I think Trainer has shown that he's capable of being a very decent D6 for us. So not entirely concerned. Thank God it is best 18 format right now. If Baz pumps down at 70, then at least I'm in the same boat as everybody else is, or most people. and I'm not getting destroyed if he goes 120. Practice games are roll watch only, aren't they? They are. They are. But the thing with practice games sim also is that coaches, a lot of the times, they know what their best mix is, but they give other people that might not be in the best 22 an opportunity to show what they are capable of, to give them maybe potentially a role as a sub or as the 22nd person on the list. And so they might be getting, so their role that they play in the practice games might end up being more favorable than what they are actually going to play in the regular season. So that's the concern. I'm going to make a note sheet this year for tips for next year. 100%. It's very wise. Might check out with soreness if that means anything to anyone. That is very interesting. By the way, I am not eating chips. I'm not eating chocolate. I'm eating almonds, roasted almonds, unsalted. So I am trying to be 5-star health rating, 5-star health rating. So trying to look after myself, trying to be better, trying to improve. So I'm not eating chocolate. I'm being a good boy, picking a healthier alternative. Sticking with Perriman. Hopefully he'll play better this week. Good luck to you, Jen. Wonder how Carlton will go with the... Yeah, I was thinking about that. I'm not entirely sure who the reign suits between Carlton and the Hawks. The Hawks like to play that slingshot transition style of football, which obviously requires good ball use. And in the rain, ball use is inhibited. So
how many big J?
I'll probably say that the rain might suit Carlton, I think. The rain probably suits Carlton because they are less skillful and they're more brute force, surging the ball forward just with brutality, whereas the Hawks are a more skillful team. So I think the rain probably suits Carlton.
Boys and girls, I'm going to show you a little bit of studio magic. All right. Wait. Oh, you can see Big J. There you go. I do this and go, oh, you can't see anything. And then, oh, there you go. Studio lights.
You're blinding me. Holding power Puka. I am holding power Puka because the reason why I picked this son of a shawarma is because of his fixture against Richmond this week. If he doesn't pop off this week, then what does he do, Big J?
Where is it?
Where is it?
Get in the bin.
In the bin. Get in the bin. All right? If he doesn't pop off this week, he is in the mother flipping bin. He disgusted me last week, and I'm giving him another opportunity. So he better pop off. If he doesn't pop off, then we pop him off.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm bringing SDK, Dunkley, and Lindsay.
Nice. You must have a lot of money floating around to be able to do that.
Must have.
Trading out a chair or doing something else potentially instead.
Love your globes. Tim, hearing Killer is in for Cordy, and Caminiti will play back. There you go.
Well, there you go. That's what I was kind of considering. I think might happen.
Yep. Can't find a way to move Pez straight to Baz. Do you think it's worth going Sanders to Baz? Yes, I do think so.
Potentially. I think Sanders will be okay. I don't mind the Sanders pick too much, especially with our forward lines being very smashed. But surely you can bring in a Bice or someone in the back line to cover Perryman out, right?
Yeah, Bice. I think Bice should be fine.
I think Bice might play for a fair amount of time. I mean, Sydney have got the bye next week, but he just looks really good, and I think they're due to have a couple of these cheaper, mature age players in the team.
So Cunningham back to the 3. When he plays this week and then has the bye, Cunningham could return after the bye, is the problem.
Yeah.
Fox, Calf.
They're saying no Bice.
I'm saying potentially yes, because McInerney is suspended till round 6. Melican could be back post-bye. It's an interesting one.
Smash that like button too if you haven't already, and smash the subscribe button if you guys haven't already. We'll be here every game of the season into the pre-season for next year as well. So stay tuned for a lot of that.
Never going Riley Sanders again. Here, Tommy.
Well, it's like the same with me and a few other people. Got suckered into a Pal Pepper and a couple of others, and yeah, there's a lot of never agains at the moment.
He'll be all right. Luke, hey Lukey, does Bo Allen going to run this week? Well, he's been cleared of his illness, so every possibility that he does play. But I was watching Swizz on SuperCoach Insider's live stream on Wednesday, yesterday, while I was out running. You were on there with him, Big J, yesterday. Very good stuff.
Yep.
He said that Bo Allen lost 5 kilos due to his sickness, which is insane. So I don't know if they're going to rush him back in straight away based on that. So we'll see with the team sheets. Rookie coach, g'day. Rookie coach. Boys, think I need Baz Perryman to Bice, SPP to Baz. Do I boost for one rookie correction or just save Lindsay and Levi for next week?
It depends, right? Like, does the first trade give you any extra cash is probably the thing that you have to think about first, because potentially you can use that next week to make up some extra money. Or downgrade like a Sardis or a Foss down to a Lindsay this week or a Hall if you really wanted to do that. Sometimes just having the extra money works quite well. I would also say as well, have a look at your team. I obviously don't have it in front of me, but have a look in your team and say, hey, what do I need to do next week? We'll go back to that as much as we can, because setting up your cash gen is probably the most important thing in SuperCoach. Like, picking your team is important, but setting up your cash gen so later on in the season when you can actually make changes and make trades and do all these other things. If you don't have the right players, you just scrap. You're just stuck. You're just like, hey, I wish I had an extra 50K. I wish I had more guys on my bench making money, to the point where I'm like, Davidson or Johnson or someone may potentially have to go to like a Hall if he's going to make 100K more in my team. So, yeah, just something to consider a little bit with our sides at the moment. But, yeah, it's a bit of a rough one.
Mark Lavelle, on your mark, you generous human being. Forget first post. I've changed SDK back to Perryman, changed Dunkley to Neil, from taking Brayshaw out and Shearer out, leaving my boost. So do I Sanders out for someone? Look, if you want to save that boost because you can, then absolutely be my guest. Save that boost for another rainy day for upgrade season. I do prefer Baz over Sanders, but you might already have him.
Yeah, I just don't know if how Sanders goes as the team starts to get better, Joe. Does his role change? Does his scoring potential change? Does he no longer go from potentially having to be a run-with player to now a carry player? It's pretty crazy at the moment. Similar to partly why I haven't jumped on a Freezer as well at the moment, just because they've got a few more guys coming back, and I can't imagine that he's going to push a Bont or a few other players out of the team once they've come back. Like, can you pull up the Dogs' the Dogs' injury?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just to see what the timelines is for a few of these players. Like, Montepelli, 4 to 6. Okay, so he's probably the big one. Okay, so looking at this, the team probably doesn't change too much then, hey, the next, 2 or 3 weeks.
Correct.
Okay.
Maybe
you can keep Sanders then, and we'll just reassess next week.
I reckon if you can go Sanders to Baz, Sanders to Baz, you're laughing at me.
Yeah, do that then.
I'd much prefer Baz over what's his face, over Sanders.
Yeah.
Would you trade Flynn even if he is named, as you could get, say, Lindsay to score roughly the same, save 100K, and Flynn job security is not great even if named? It's true.
I think with Flynn, a lot of people were hoping the pick was going to turn into something really special and hoping to end up being like a how's a good way to explain this? Was going to end up being like a solo ruck type position where he ends up, scoring hundreds and whatnot. And he was fairly close last week, but he was always going to share ruck time. So if you can go a Flinzy down to an Ashcroft, if you can go if you can go Flynn down to a Lindsay or someone else like that, where you can actually gain like 150k can make wonders, Joe. You could downgrade Flynn and then go Chera to Dunkley this week. And having Dunkley in your team would just be phenomenal compared to a Chera who's apparently not going to be playing the same role, especially against the early opponents and whatnot. So it's something to definitely consider there, Matthew. Probably not if he's R2. And I was definitely not a big promoter of Flynn R2 predominantly for this reason too. So yeah, just something to have a little bit of a watch with, especially for this week, potentially reassess next week, but it is a lot of money that you're holding right now.
Man, Flynn was baptized. Such was the bath that Wits gave him. It was on a spiritual level. It was up 68 hitouts.
And Elise, Baz is Bailey Smith from Geelong.
Yes. Yeah. Wits had 68 hitouts to Flynn's 13. Yep. 13! Where is Huddo to call out 13 the same way he called out for Buddy Franklin 13? 13 hitouts with only 13 touches as well. Jeez, Flynn loves the number 13. So for him to score an 87 is overs, in my opinion. He was obliterated by
He was lucky to get the goal at the end.
Absolutely. He was absolutely obliterated at the end. And he still scored an 87. If he has a decent game where he could actually outperform that price point, and Flynn could very easily. Sorry?
Team sheets are out.
Yeah, sure. And so if Flynn can score 87 on one of the most restrictive tap rucks in the game, because Wits is a beast. Like, we don't talk about Wits enough, but he is genuinely one of the most restrictive and best tap rucks that we have seen. So Wits should absolutely get the respect that he deserves. And Flynn scored 87 on that. And then in the preseason, we saw that Flynn scored 98 on Sherry. And Sherry is obviously also a really good ruck. So this is to me showing that Flynn is definitely a worthwhile investment, because if he can go 87 against Wits and 98 against Sherry, what happens if he's up against an easier matchup? He has the potential to score really well. So with that done, let's go to the team sheet. Alrighty. So where are we? So we knew about this. We knew about this already. Kono comes back in. They're playing tall, the Blues, which I think maybe
they're playing very tall. Very, very, very tall. If Jamie from our volleyball team's here, he'll be cracking the shits. He's like, we brought in 4 tall backmen and 3 tall forwards. And it's like, oh, cool. Thanks, boys.
Yeah, so I'm tipping the Hawks.
Nice. Yeah, I've tipped the Hawks as well.
All right. Put the sky, Franco Cozzo put the sky in commemoration of the 100-year anniversary. We have the put the sky, a gola up against a calling shit from Jordan De Goey coming back. Mason Cox coming back. Lockie Sullivan, yep, we knew he was going to get dropped. And Maya checked the news were correct about the soreness. Luke Cleary, we knew about him being out. O'Donnell, fair enough. Oscar Baker, Buku Comas. Doesn't matter. I'm tipping the Pies in this one.
Yes, I've tipped Pies as well.
Oh, Mark Lavelle. Mark, you are a very, very generous
Thank
person.
You very much, Mark.
Sorry, but to Joe, where is your faith this week on Essendon? Also, Big J stuff. How do you see the risk? Look, mate, Edwards comes in. Look, honestly, Mark, if Adelaide, who I think do not have a single injury on their list, I mean, seriously, Adelaide have the cleanest of health. They are literally playing their best 23. If Adelaide can't beat us without Ridley, without Langford, without 2-meter Peter, without Parrish in the midfield as well, if they can't beat us with those outs, then the Crows are frauds.
Yep.
I'm just going to say it. This is their ultimate team, their best team, and we are without a leading goal kicker. Honestly, like Essendon
is
goal
Sam kicker. Is Sam Draper potential in our forward lines, Joe?
Potentially.
Yeah.
So look, ready? Look at our leading goal kickers, right? Langford, Wright, Stringer, Tippenwoody, Stringer, Danaher. We do not have a leading goal kicker.
Joe, how can you guys score 19 goals and he's your leading? What happened in 2020, mate? That's not good. He scored 19 goals. What happened?
I have no idea what happened in 2020. That's too far from my record.
2020 was shocking for the Bombers. Holy moly.
2020, was that COVID affected?
Yeah, that would have been, but still 19 goals? Like,
mate, we spread the love. Mate, we spread the love. What can I say? Like, if Adelaide can't beat us with those outs, and we already fielded the youngest team last week in the AFL, and then we lose Langford and Ridley, like, if the Crows can't beat us as we are now, then honestly, they are the biggest fraud if that happens. Yeah. Seriously. Tom Edwards, 99k Rook. He comes on. I would have loved to see Sard play. That's unfortunate. Yeah. I'm tipping the Crows. Sorry, Mark. Thanks for the generosity, but I'm tipping the Crows.
I've tipped them as well. They're just a good team. They're on the rise. You guys are probably stuck around the same spot again this year without some major changes, and we'll see what happens with the coach. So, I don't think you guys should be extending anytime soon, really.
Yeah.
Do you think, Joe, with Pryor having 2 games worth of playing already, do you think it's worth me going Pryor over Bice this week? Because I've currently got Bice and he's named on field, spoiler. But next week he's got the week off. And this week Pryor's probably the only rookie on the bubble outside of Reed in the back line. So is it worth going him this week? Do you feel like he's best 22? What the situation's going to be like?
Mate, he played like shit last week. And he's named again. Because we've got no one. Especially now with Ridley out. So Ridley misses this week. He'll play a second game now this week. No, third game.
Third game.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
Then he has the bye. I think he's playing. If he lists.
What's his break even?
Pryor. 13. 13! The number 13 is back!
That's not great. That's not too good.
No.
Yep.
Not good. All right, back to this. So Finlayson is dropped.
Wow. All right. So everyone who had Finlayson in their forward lines, last week was not great for him. He took a lot of marks, but let a lot of goals in. Ouch. Because I know some people who started him and some people who had him in their team, and it's not looking too good.
Moraes is a good player. I think he's in. He should stay in.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, I think he'll play too. I think he plays. Where is he named on field, or is named on the bench?
He's on the bench.
I think he's a winger.
He's a good winger. I think he should stay in the side. He's really good.
Edwards to kick 5, Caddy 3, Kako 3. Well, Joe will be very happy then. So no worries there, Mark.
Absolutely.
You've almost kicked as many as Tip and Woody in 2020.
Mate, if we can do that, Edwards kicks 5 on debut. That would be one heck of a debut, to be honest.
Mate, it'd be a must-have for SuperCoach.
Caleb Smith coming in is very exciting and interesting, and also, so he's replacing Sonzi. So he's replacing Sonzi's role. Sonzi was not a good distributor. Sonzi is not him. He turns the ball over a lot. Caleb Smith, I think, is a better kick than Sonzi. Interesting for Jaden Short. I don't know how many disposals he's going to have. So I'm a little bit concerned now about all the trades I'm going to have to do next week.
Yep. At least Kako's named for the people that were a bit worried about his ankles.
Yes. Kako is in. Because there was some concern about his calf. He had had a scan done, but I think Kako is in. So tipping Port to bounce back strongly. And I've got my captain. Where's my captain? There he is. There's my captain this week.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if Richmond cull their entire list and then they go 2-0, Joe. It'd be a bit scary for the rest of the league.
Well, it makes it easier for me to drop Sam Pepper. Sam Shitter, playing a half forward. Then, this was my concern. Ladies and gentlemen. Harry Boyd has been dropped.
Look, I personally don't mind it. I know Joe probably won't do it, but if you look at Essendon, if you look at St Kilda's run for the next however long, they have a lot of Sydney games. So he's the perfect R3. Just comes in there, he'll play, he'll make us some money throughout the season. It might not be a lot at the start. Heck, he could play next week again. But yeah, I think we'll be okay, and we get a half decent captaincy loophole if not. So yeah, we'll be okay.
He's Hasty's also been dropped.
Yeah, Hasty's gone. Hall should be playing. Garcia is no longer on field as well, so there goes more Tog. He's not great for Garcia, I tell you what. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. And Keeler is named on the back line. I don't know if that's a real thing or not, Joe, but Keeler is currently named in the back line. Where is your boy named?
Who's my boy?
O'Connell.
Right.
O'Connell. Oi.
Last on the bench.
Oops. He might be
last on the bench. O'Connell
might be interesting for you, Joe.
Just keep your feet, bro. Just keep. Just keep your spot, please, Liam. I'm begging you. Keep your spot. I'm tipping the Cats here. I know the Saints. The Saints have a good matchup against the Cats at Marvel, but this Cats side, they're just too good. So I'm tipping the Cats.
Yeah, I went the Cats. I think St Kilda's got too many injuries, to be honest.
They're too good, and they're still playing Mullen. They're playing McMullen, and they're still a good team.
What do you mean, Ocean Man? Ocean Man's fantastic, Joe. He gets like
Ocean
3 touches in a game and ends up being the scapegoat when they start losing.
Ocean Man is shite. All right.
Ocean Man.
Sunday, Bo Allen is named. Hutchinson is dropped, and that's why I really like Hewitt.
Yeah.
So Flynn is in.
Yeah.
Get around us. Flynn is in. BJ Williams is also in?
Yeah. They'll play all 3. That's the thing. Like, they were always going to, like, they played the preseason game versus North Melbourne. They played Flynn, they played Reed, they played BJ Williams. So potentially BJ Williams just ends up emergency if Flynn, that kind of thing happens. But I think they'll be okay to play all 3.
Fair enough. Starcevich, we know, is out. Lohman, we know, is out. Fort has been...
So, Mark, you can't go Darcy Ford anymore.
Mark Lavelle.
No Flynn to Darcy Fort like you've been promoting all the time. One thing to watch out for is Levi Ashcroft on the bench, but I do not think he will be dropped.
He'll be
I really
fine.
do. I think they'll just go Connor McKenna sub again. To be honest, it worked for them last week. It's worked all the time.
Yep.
Yeah, he's just a good injection of pace and whatever else they need. So, yeah, I think they'll just go him sub again.
Yep, there you are, Mark. Thank you very much for your generosity as always. Don't get Darcy Fort, all right? No Darcy Fort for you. If you do, then I won't talk to you no more, even if you pay me. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You can't pick him when he's out. So I'm going with the Lions, obviously, in this game. Obviously.
Yeah.
North. So Griffin Logue, we know, is out, and Jackson Archer, unfortunately, we know why he's out too. Windsor? What happened to Windsor?
I think he's just no good, Joe.
No, what happened to Windsor? Did Windsor get injured? Have I missed something? There's no way they dropped Windsor.
Why not? Daniel Turner played all right. I think they've got a few other players that are coming in. Just people cop it sometimes, and then people get moved around, and that's it, really. Windsor's a bit he's a bit inconsistent. I think Xavier Lindsay on the wing might have actually taken his spot.
Windsor was playing half back.
Well, half back and wing are basically the same position anyway.
No. There's no way. There's no way Windsor is dropped voluntarily. There's got to be something wrong with him. I refuse to believe. Okay, thank you, CWT. Because honestly, if they dropped Windsor, if Goodwin dropped Windsor, from now on his name is Shitwin. But thankfully,
his name was that already.
Thankfully, it was due to injury, so hopefully he comes back better than ever. Jeez, I was concerned. I thought they were tanking, which I don't mind because we've got their first round pick. Jed Adams.
The Harley Reid trade gets better.
Exactly. Give us Harley, mate. So Jed Adams, does he play? We'll don't know. This is still the Sunday teams, and it's not confirmed, obviously. Xavier Lindsay, we know, is keeping his spot. He's on the field. So we can have a look at Lindsay again. Johnson, we know, is suspended, so you don't have to rush him in. Finbar Maley, Big J, where's he going to play?
Well, I don't think he's going to play. He's going to end up being extended bench. I mean, extended bench is pretty massive there. I think Toby Pink is going to come in for Griffin Logue, who's out for a week because he's been playing in the A's. Unfortunately, this is the quality of player we've got in our defense, in our VFL squad. Sorry, Toby Pink. I think our bench will be Pink, Tucker, Phillips, and probably Constanti with maybe a Dylan Stevens as the sub. So it's not going to be super special. I could see Dylan Stevens playing on field and then Tucker as the sub. We need to do that as well. But otherwise, it's all guns blazing, really.
I'm tipping Melbourne.
I was really surprised that Hardiman was not named because Hardiman has been playing very well and has been playing with the A's today. So, yeah, it's an interesting one.
Also, shout out to Jack Darling on game number 300. Well done. That is a massive milestone achievement.
He did very well at North Melbourne. You should see all the memes, Joe, about 299 game or 298 games at West Coast. Oh, look, 300 games against North Melbourne.
He is the club stalwart. He is part of the furniture at North Melbourne.
Yeah, 100%. It's an interesting one that they've actually come in and said Finbar Maley debut game. So maybe we actually are going to play him. If they've gone that balls deep and said, hey, you're debuting, maybe he is actually debuting. I haven't seen anything online about it, but it could happen.
I'm tipping Melbourne. Melbourne's my tip.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. I tip. A few North fans are like, yeah, we're getting ready. I don't think we'll win this game.
Also, for anyone who's concerned about Foss name on a wing, this was exactly the same way it was set up last week, and Foss played at halfback, not on the wing. So, again, the position of where they're listed is not the problem, is not what we're looking at. What we're looking at is if you are named on field, you're like a 99% chance of being in the best side. Whereas if you are on the extended interchange, you're more likely to, there's more risk there.
Bailey Scott can't play halfback. So
Yeah, correct. And we got to the last game of the round. Luke Jackson playing his 100th. Congratulations to him. Sam Switkowski is out. He got injured on the weekend. Trey Bolton probably just slots right in for him. And there he is, them on field. Will Brodie, unlikely. Patrick Voss.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Like you could probably pick out their backline, right? They're interchange. Like I think Chapman plays, he's been playing all year. I think Banfield plays, he's been playing all year. I think they're a bit silly not to play Reedy in that team. Like they can't just solo Luke Jackson. Like is Reedy dropped after one game, Joe? And I think Josh Draper as the fourth. So probably Banfield might be the one that's out.
Liam Reedy is shit. With all due respect.
But they can't drop him after one game, surely.
They can. They can play Patrick Voss forward and pinch hit in the forward line as the ruck.
Okay.
Is what I think they can do. Because Vossi is a tough nut. Strong boy, loves the contact, he's pretty athletic. They will get more out of Voss than they would out of Reedy on field, in my opinion. I just think Reedy is unfortunately not up to the level.
Bella's saying here, Jack Gunston, Cooper Lord on his birthday subs tonight. So there you go.
Happy birthday, Cooper Lord. You're having a shower, you're having a pool party, my friend, tonight, because it is absolutely pissing down here at the G.
And they're only playing him for half the game, so he can actually go out tonight and party with his friends and not be too tired. So thanks, Voss, for doing that for us.
Exactly. Oh, boy. Ben Patton is so far down the pecking order. Ben Patton's going to be dropped, isn't he?
Yeah, probably. Like, you would think McLean probably plays. You would think James Jordan has to play.
They've really lost Milliken and McInerney, so they might send McCartan back to defense. McLean play as a forward where McCartan is. Sheldrick, I'm surprised they're giving Sheldrick a call back, to be honest.
Well, it's extended bench. I don't think he plays. I don't think Sheldrick plays yet.
So it's probably McLean, Jordan, Warner as 3, and then one of Peanut Laddams, Mitchell, Patton, Sheldrick, Buller. Hopefully, it's Patton who's the fourth one.
How you doing,
Please be Patton.
You're watching. Yeah, I really hope it's Patton as well. Just kind of, hey Joe, I'm stuck. If so, Essendon and you guys have, wow, that's rough, man. That is rough. Rough times at OK Corral. Holy moly. Oh, mate.
Look, if Patton is dropped, I've got a loop between Reid and O'Connell. Callahan, I'm looping between Sardis and Foss. Boyd, unfortunately, is dead. And Stone is a loop between Davidson and Palpepper. I'm just considering whether or not I just punt Palpepper now and just get his cash. He's got the Bombers at Marvel the following week. What do we reckon? Say he scores a 90 against Richmond. And then against us, what does he score? 75, 70, maybe, hopefully.
Yeah, probably
against
around
the
there.
Saints, maybe another 70, perhaps, hopefully. Not maybe 50, 65, perhaps. Against the Hawks, he won't see it. He'll be destroyed. He'll give us another 20. What does that mean? If he gets to 256, that's not good enough. So, yes, I might just drop Palpepper and say, stuff you. You suck. Even if you score well tonight.
Ned Long is also named as well, just for those people that were a bit worried that Long might get dropped. But he's on the bench.
I'm thinking Elijah Hewitt gets more time on ball. And I prefer some mid-forward DPP.
DPP is nice, yeah.
Yeah. I might just do that.
Flash, no, it is not a SuperCoach Plus thing. It is an extension on your Chrome browser. So I don't know if Joe can show us where it is in the extensions, Joe.
Yes. I got it from our good friend. I wrote down that this was a game changer. Is there a way for me to do that? Game changer? No. All right. Let me just go to my face. Where's my face? Here. Wait, more. No. Profile. I shared this. Clearly, you guys don't follow me on Twitter. All right, here we are. So this is the one. This is the link. This is the extension that I'm using. It's called SC Projector, and the shout out goes to Piety901 and Nathan Scoble. Together, they did the maths and they tinkered with the magic number and things like that. And they created an extension. This also works on Firefox and Edge, depending on whatever you are using.
Whatever you guys use.
Yeah. So let me just copy it and paste it here into the chat. So it's called the SC Projector. And then what ends up happening is you just select a player. And then, so obviously you have to make sure that the extension is enabled. And once it's enabled, you can just go down to
try and copy all that
season stats. Yeah. And you go down to the season stats, and then you are given this ability to change what you anticipate the projected score will be on a given week. So say with Elijah Hewitt, he plays against a tough team. He only scores a 50 on ball. And then he has, say he's just going 50s, for example, the next few weeks. What does he end up scoring? Project.
Yep.
By the end of round 5, he'll be 208K, for example.
Yeah.
And then against the Bombers, he might do a bit better. Maybe he scores a 60. You project. And we reckon, it is a game changer. And that is exactly what I said in my tweet. If I go back to it, where is it? This tool really is a game changer. So,
now, boys and girls, if Joe wants to quickly go with team sheets again for today's game, there's been a subtle change to the team sheets, Joe.
Oh, has there?
Yeah, for today's game.
That loads. Oh, Mackay is out.
Yeah. So
and Lewis Young comes in.
Kerno in, Mackay out.
I'm still
potentially Silvani gets stuck towards the back line. So, it's going to be a very interesting game for this one here. Yeah.
I'm definitely selling. I'm definitely tipping the Hawks here.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, they should be down to nothing, really.
Not paid ad. What do you mean paid ad, bro? I literally just gave you the link. It's a free.
Just like, hey,
bro. I don't know if you know what paid ad means, bro. It's free. How are we selling out? It's free. It's not even mine.
Yaron, thank you very much, Yaron. I know I said no trades. I think I might have lied. Pardon the pun. But Big Cox has screwed me now with DMAC at flex. I have gone in TDK, so many choices, thinking, Rosie, I can't calm her down. There you go. Hey, just do what works well for you, because if you don't, you're going to hate yourself. So, make those trades happen if you need them.
I want to know why Harry Mackay is out. Like, he is supposed to be their second pinch hit rucker.
Yeah, probably just ankle or something. I know he was having some complaints last week at the game. So, potentially, as Double Dummy saying here, McGovern to go forward potentially. Cripps or Silvani back up ruck tonight. I think they should go Silvani, to be honest. I reckon if you had picked Silvani at 300K, you'd be very, very, very happy. Like 270-ish K, scored 100 last week. Now he's going to be playing ruck, potential intercept defender. They wouldn't go Cripps after the shellacking that they had got in the preseason. Sorry, in the game after last week. Going to be different. Cottrell here going to put the clamps on Sicily potentially. We're having a look at the.
Hey, g'day,
the
Joan. It's good to
community
see you,
team.
man. By the way, I've got some inside scoop. Apparently, Mackay is out because of illness.
Oh, there you go.
And this is our members team. If you want to be a member, you can have your say in how this goes. But this is what we're rocking with at the moment, going into the week. We're going VC declining into Zorko as was voted by the members. If you want to have your say and you want to be part of trading in and out during the course of this week, this is the team that will be winning $50,000. So if you want to have a portion of that, you should be a member and join the coaches box so that on Tuesdays you have another extra live stream with us. We go over this team. We obviously talk about each person's individual teams as well.
And you guys can jump on with
fun.
us. And you guys can jump on with us, chat with us live in person with your faces on the screen.
Yes.
Last week was quite good. We had Maltesing on for a period of time.
Yes.
Good.
And next week we're gonna have Velo. Velo, you're gonna be on next week because you said you would. So we're gonna hold you to that. We're gonna have you on the live stream. So yes, so this is the team going into next week. It's going into this round. If you like it and you think there is room for improvement.
And we get to go on a great bus trip to WA when we win.
When we win, because apparently flights are very expensive from WA. So we are going up.
Could be that our flex is not best 18 this week, Joe.
Don't worry. Pal Pepper is going to go 90 because I traded him out just now.
Oh, yeah, there you go. That works too then.
So my pain will be the coach's box's gain. So yes, if you want to be a member, feel free to be that. So this is what the team looks like going into the week. And it looks all right. Taco named, David named.
Guys, be very, very, very careful about your captaincy loopholes this week. If your captain is not in your best 18 scores, you do not get double points this week. So similar to last week when people had Lockie Neal captain and he scored like 30 points, if that's doubled to 60 and not included in your 18 score, you just don't get double points that week. So be very, very careful that you pick someone that scores well, hence the loophole. But make sure that your captain doesn't count for your team because under best 18 is not the same as not playing.
Yes, correct.
Because it's going to hurt some people. You watch this week, come Monday, we're going to have so many people in the chat. Oh, I shouldn't have picked so-and-so as my captain, blah, 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 blah. You're going to see it here first.
Fair enough. Tatum, yes, best 18 for the next 3 weeks really helps. It does, I agree.
Yeah, especially in the back line.
Gordon Mad asked that very same question. Does flex count? It does count. And can you loop a captain this week being top 18? Still only second year, and I'm not sure with the new flex.
Yes, you can loop 100%, but you have to make sure that your captain is actually included in your points because if it's not, you get stuck. You just don't have double points. It's not like your captain doesn't count, then it goes to your vice captain. You just don't get double points that week. So just be careful.
Very good. What's Windhanger go? If Windhanger goes to Baz and not to Max Holmes, then Ross the boss is a toss and is washed.
Yep.
Edwards won't score well. Wait and see. Oh, he's playing key forward. You know, like key forward's going to be really hit or miss. Thoughts on Ethan Reed? I think it was a lucky game against a weaker opponent, but that 100 is enticing.
I really like him. It's just that he's got the bye this week, so you can wait at least until next week and say, hey, this is what's happening. He was versing not the best ruckman, so potentially that has to come into it as well, but he looks really good. He's a sneaky one of those sneaky picks that Gold Coast has that not many people know about. So, yeah, he's put on a lot of size, Joe.
Yeah. I mean, 10 disposals at 50% efficiency really isn't something to scream home about. Kicked 2 goals, 2 behind. I mean, he definitely took advantage of a of the shitness of Wet Toast on the weekend. I don't think Wet Toast are going to play like that every week. They managed to get them on a good week, especially away from home. That was very disappointing for the Eagles. They definitely will want to respond strongly because they're better than that. They can do better than that. I know everyone has them pegged for a bottom 4 side, but there are losses and then there are losses. So, yeah, we'll keep an eye on him. There's no rush to get him in. And that 100 drops off like that. So,
Yeah.
Windy won't keep up with Baz for a half on the whole game. 120 plus coming for Baz Lenka. I hope so, Tatum, because I own him now.
Just hope it doesn't rain. That's the only thing.
He's playing at Marvel.
Do we need him? Do we need to put Baz into the community team, Joe, or was he already in there?
Yeah, he's in there.
Okay, cool.
The trades, undo changes. The trades were
Perryman, Garcia.
Perryman and Garcia out for Levi and Baz, and it freed up some money for next week.
Yeah. It's good. It's a good team.
Yeah, it's a good team. It's better than mine almost. It's got Zorko, which I wish I had.
Mm-hmm.
Is it okay? And is it okay trading Chera and Blight out for Smith and SDK?
Well, I think Blight needs to go. If Joe can pull up the Richmond injury list, I think Blight's injured for a fair period of time, so he needs to go anyway. I don't know about... look, you're potentially getting 2 keepers for 1.5 keeper. So I can understand what you're doing. I would love Chera going up, though. If you could somehow go Chera up to like Chera up to like a Dunkley, 100%. 100%. I don't mind it, grabbing the 2 Geelong boys. Cool, no worries. But if you could go the other way, then it would be perfect for you, I think. Even if it was like a Sartis or someone down. Michael's saying here that Blight got named. Did Blight get named, Joe? Can you just check?
Well, he was listed as a test, which means that he could have passed the test. And
could have passed the test.
Come on, AFL.
All right.
I
Guys,
believe in you.
We don't have that much time left because we'll give you guys enough time to run around and turn on the TV and do all those other things. So probably got another 10, 15 minutes left, and then you guys can head off and watch the game because it is a 7:30 game. So we want to give you guys enough time to be able to do the stuff that you need to do.
They might want to hang up with us.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Teams.
Yeah, Jacob Blight is currently named at fullback.
Blight is named,
cool.
yes.
So maybe don't do the changes there. Maybe just keep it and reassess for next week. I do like Baz, though. If you don't have Baz, maybe try and force him into your team if you can.
Yep. All right, let's just try keep flying. Lindsay could be the Sharp of last year. Correct.
I think so. I think so.
Lindsay looked great. Yeah,
it's more expensive.
True. We want him. Would you bring in a Sydney or Collingwood player this week before their bye? It doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me either.
We need downgrades for the likes of Perryman. So if you've already got Patton on your team, Bice is like the only one, unless you're going Jackson Pryor with his break even of 13. And an
Aussie doing well, Aussie. Currently have a pretty big midfield. Dunk, Spray, Rosalie, Oliver, Chera, Kalla, Sardis, Nevitt, Foss, Hasty, Camporeale, and Nod in flex. Who goes next week?
I really like it. Probably Hasty goes because I don't know if he's going to be named that often. Foss and Sardis would be the next 2 to go. Like, don't have loyalties in SuperCoach. Start to think about price to performance, really. And if you can get a guy that's 100K for a guy that's 200K, you're winning out a lot, especially when that 100K player is actually scoring more. So like a Henderson, he could go big again this week. And, Foss or Sardis could go the same as what they did last week. And hey, presto, you're making a bunch more money with a better scoring player. So, yeah, probably those type of guys first, I think.
I'm just looking at this midfield for Carlton. I'm really hoping that Chera plays on ball.
He should do.
Is his name on the interchange?
Well, they have to interchange somewhere, yeah? They can't just have him, Cripps, Walsh, Hewitt all named at the same time.
I know, but like how many mids have they got? They got Cripps. They got Walsh, Hewitt.
Yeah. And then Chera, and that's it.
Chera.
Yeah. It's easy.
They can't play him halfback.
No.
Please don't be stupid, Voss.
If,
I know
if
you're
they
a donkey.
do, they're silly. That's all I'll say.
I know you're a donkey for tagging Jaden Short last week. What was he thinking? Tagging Jaden Short. Ended up losing the game. So dumb. So dumb. Michael, Ninja upgrade at Optus, according to Adam Simpson. Bulletproof glass in the coach's box. Meant to say soundproof. If West Coast improvement may be needed.
Mate, well, there's some pretty crazy West Coast fans over there with, just a lot of stuff going on, so got to be careful.
Yep. Goonza, good to see you, mate. Charles, how are you, Charles?
How you doing, Charles?
All right. Will Dunkley score an 80-odd? No, surely not.
No, I don't think so, unless something drastic happens. If Dunkley's put on like a crappy role, but West Coast don't even have anyone to tag in that team. It's not like they're a good team and they're Dunkley gets stuck on a LDU for a week or something like that. Like they've just got no one. They're going to smash them. Probably both don't go big, but I think both are probably good for a 120, and that's all you really want anyway.
Mm. Would you field Sidus or Foss?
Look, I really like Foss. Sidus is named on bench.
Redman, if Red Dog plays half back like he is supposed to, and not taking center bounces away from Sidus, then Sidus is playing on ball. And I'll prefer the on ball option over the halfback personally.
Okay.
You can go either way. The good thing for me is that in my team, this is the community team, but in my team, I am looping both of them with Finn Callahan on the field.
Well, there you go.
So I have both the worlds. I am too good. I like it.
I'm currently looping what's his face? Camporelli at the moment. Paul Allen, I would go Dunks. I would go Dunks captain, 100%. Dunks will go massive.
Mark, I love you, Mark. So, Joe, when do I bring in the player of the year after the bye for Gorn to the man Draper?
When he gets DPP. Get Draper in DPP, round 6. You know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. It's going to be bloody fantastic, and it's going to be a lot of people, looking to have a very, very strong forward line this year.
Yes. Could
get Roma, could get him, could get Warner in as well. So pretty spicy.
Yeah, I don't like SDK either, personally. Tough matchups to come. Charles, hey guys, how would Day go in the rain? Look, Day's a tough nut. He's strong. He's pretty good.
I reckon he'll slip over a lot.
And the problem is if he slips the wrong way, he'll get hurt. I don't know. We were on the not start Will Day train, and I think it's panning out to be correct so far. If you could trade him out to a Dunkley type, then you're laughing, I think. Is Sidus role under threat with players returning from injury? I don't think he's under threat, personally. I think Hobbs, the only midfielder that we have to come back is Parrish, and Sidus is ahead of Hobbs. So I think Hobbs is the one who gets dropped, personally. At least there was no Big J road rage this week. Correct.
Sorry.
Gone man. Doc is back. Scored 67 in a quarter. Full game could be interesting. We'll have a look and see how he goes tonight.
Yep. Chera could be on the chopping block, man. We'll wait and see, but it could end up happening.
Good luck trying to tag Buzz. Yeah, fair enough. Lock, SuperCoach Lock, how you doing, my friend? G'day, guys. Love your work. Thank you.
What's up, mate?
Question
How you going?
has probably already been asked. Who would you rather trade? pair him in two? SDK or Fraser?
For myself, I think probably SDK, just because he is locked into playing that ruck role, and I think he will play majority of the year in that position. Fraser does have a little bit of question marks for myself with some players coming back. In saying that, though, he is named full back pocket, which is very interesting. But we did have a look at the injury list at the moment, and they might not have anyone coming back. But yeah, look, go SDK. He's got Flynn in like 2 weeks, and then he's got Reedy in like 3 weeks. So it could end up being the better pick.
I prefer Joel Fraser.
Okay.
We saw the injury list, and they don't have Bont coming back for another month. They don't have Treloar coming back for another month. They're both stepping stones. So we know that as long as he's got the role, he's going to make a lot of money very quickly. So you only need him for a month. And, because if we load him up, I'm logged out. I prefer Fraser, personally. Neither of them are going to keep long-term. So I think if you go Fraser, he's going to give you more consistent scoring, whereas SDK's got tough matchups coming up against some tough rucks.
Okay. Agree to disagree.
See? How good is that? How good is this? What a beautiful midfield this is. Yes, There's no Dunkley or Neil.
It's juicy, man.
But what Finn to loop between Sardis and Foss. I'm very happy about this. Very happy. Mills would surely need to complete a small preseason. Well, we'll see about that.
Yeah, I don't think he's an auto include.
But he's very good. He's still a very strong player. We'll play in the guts. Thoughts on Zach Bailey? Asks Travis, for those that can't afford Smith. He's too hot and cold for me. Zach Bailey. He's inconsistent. And he's not cheap either. He's not cheap. If I look him up, Bailey. Zach Bailey is 380. 380 for someone that you just got to find that extra 10K. Just find it. You'll be so much better for it. Almonds aren't as nice as chocolate, though, Joe. Obviously, almonds aren't as nice as chocolate, but they are a lot healthier. And to be honest, I'm really enjoying it. I'm loving it. So yes, get on the air roasted almonds.
Always crack out the celery as well.
Stuffed celery, bro. Are you kidding me? I'm not going to start sitting here eating celery.
I like the crunch, man.
You think almonds don't have crunch?
I don't know.
These are air roasted, by the way. Air roasted. Very good. Joe, I'm wearing headphones and your crunching is doing my head in. Oh, I'm so sorry, Charles. I did not know that it was picking this up. You should have said something earlier, bro. Oh, I am very sorry. I am very sorry. I'll stop right now. This instant. I apologize. Why did no one say nothing?
Chocolate-coated almonds. There you go.
We're trying to reduce the carbs, mate. We're trying to cut out carbs. We're trying to be healthy around here. But, yes, sorry. As a Blues fan, I don't think we can play anyone else really. Hawks run rings around us tonight. Hewitt today, most likely. Fair enough?
Yeah. I think some of it is a coach problem, but then I think some of it also is just a players you've brought in problem as well. Missing out on a lot of stuff. Have kind of gone for a few big names over the list and maybe not got as good as much of a players in that you want. So, yeah, this year's going to be tough. I mean, I watched Blue Abroad last week and it was like, oh, what do we do? Who do we bring in? Blah, 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 blah. And it's like, mate, the season's finished. You know, it's round one. You can't really make changes. So this is the team you're stuck with for however long. You just got to try and make it work, really.
Michael, thoughts on the younger Warner brother for a quick 35K before the bye?
I don't mind it. I think he'll be best 22 with the way that he's playing. So you could end up getting them a bit longer. I know Skodfather's going for guys like Hanley as well, who are a bit cheaper, just to get that little bit of extra money, which could end up meaning like if a day makes 20K, you get him, you can do some other things in your team. So if you haven't spent a lot of trades early, I don't hate the pick. But for right now, it's a no for me.
Yeah. Mikey, is Rosie a must-have, and is he a keeper with Butters in the team?
Well, I think 100% you can play all three. Like, you can go Rosie, Butters, and Horn Francis. Like, Rosie and Butters used to be the staple like 2 years ago before the injuries happened. Like, it's like Neil and Dunkley. You could play both, or Oliver and Petrarca. You can 100% play both. Like, there's enough space to go around, enough money to be there for both of them to score well. So the thing with Butters as well is that they don't play the same role on field. Like, Butters will go high half forward. Rosie might play a bit more midfield, vice versa as well. So, yeah, 100% you can play both.
Personally, for me, when Butters comes back to the team, I don't think Rosie will be a keeper. I think Rosie, I got Rosie just simply because the value that he presented without Butters.
Interesting.
I just knew that he was going to have a nice uptick in his scoring. Butters is still 3 to 5 weeks away. So that's, I just knew that we were going to get a nice solid stint of Rosie playing on ball and therefore performing really well. You've already lost that 128. You're not going to get that points. You're not going to get those points back. And you're going to be trading him in, and he's not going to be a keeper for you. So it's up to you if you want to do that. I picked him at the start knowing very well that I'm just hoping that he'll become a good placeholder for me, scoring good points, and then potentially offloading him to a higher tier primo. I don't think he is the uber premium. I think he's in the rung below, personally.
Okay.
Sanders will be sixth in line once Bond to lower back. Richards, Fraser, and Kennedy are all ahead of him, in my opinion. Exactly. Sanders. Bevo clear does not like Sanders for some reason.
Yeah.
If I
personally, I think with Sanders, I don't think he's got the endurance yet to play a full time. So, yeah, I think that's more what it is.
If I want to trade a forward rookie to get Baz, should I trade Stone, Davidson, or Hewitt? Yikes.
Not Hewitt. It would probably be Stone. Because Stone's not playing this week. And there's some worries about Stone's long-term job security. I think Davidson will play. I think Hewitt will play.
Yeah.
I think Stone's the odd one out. Just make sure that you've got a loophole for your captain this week. Because Callahan, if you've got Callahan, fantastic. But some people don't. So just be careful.
Travis, I do not hate the Lions. For your information, in
Joe,
the Fancast episode that we recorded this week, I said that your win over the Swans was up there with the Richmond win as the gutsiest, best wins of the week because of all of the adversity that you're doing. And if you look, I have Ashcroft and Ashcroft. You can't tell me I had the Lions with 2 Ashcrofts in my team, okay? And is DeConning still a good BC in the wet? He's a ruck with repeat stoppages. It will be beneficial for him. Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
Cloud didn't start Flynn on field, mate. 87, despite being destroyed, is very good. Is very, very good.
It's all right.
With the hit out monster, agreed. He is. Feel sorry for the people that had Flynn at R2. Hey, it's surviving for now. As long as he keeps his spot in the side, it works.
It's not dropped. If Flynn can make you 150k, if he can get to 400k fairly quickly, you're happy because you can offload a Davidson or a Stone or heck, use a boost and then Flynn becomes like an Uber Primo and then you're laughing. So yeah, it's not bad.
Buy still on field time to punt the back line best. Exactly. Best 18 just means that we can still float with this. It's not the end of the world.
Yep.
Dawson and Saligo to go big. They probably will. I wouldn't be surprised if we put some attention into Dawson because he's probably the easier one to tag.
I hope not.
I just anticipate that. Yeah, I just think that the Crows will be too good. Hi guys, g'day Tony. Shouldn't we be looking at round 2 as data indicators on Levi, Lindsay, and co? I personally think that extra data could be gold considering subs and roles, etc.
I think Levi's early run is way too good, and the way that they use him on field is very, very good. I would be highly surprised if he's the sub. I think Lindsay 100% you can wait on. He's someone who's come into a very stacked team. I mean, Levi has as well, but I think they've got a spot for him 100%. I think Lindsay, an 86 from a winger is very hard to replicate. So you need to see that again for him, especially at an elevated price compared to a rookie. I think we're more safe with going an Ashcroft.
Yep, correct. Correctamundo. Hugo not named on pitch. Do I swap for Nod? I think you can. Your best performances for Nod will be now without Young in the team.
Yeah, I think with Hugo as well, some offers are still starting to present themselves where they end up being pretty comparable, if not better, pricing to performance than what Hugo Garcia can do. So, like a Hall or someone else for Garcia, you're making cash, you're making probably a better score, or at least better job security as well. So it might be the way to go. Claim the loss, Jay, say, hey, sorry, that's it. We'll go from there.
If you can't beat Essendon with a full-strength squad, you are a fraud team. There you go. Here. Fraud team. Big J, Cam Zurha, North Leading goal kicker in 2020 was 18.
Yeah, I know. But no, it's North Melbourne. Like, that's not Essendon.
Shut up! You can't use that. You can't bash the Bombers with Tip and Woody, and then you come out here with Big Cam Zurha getting his nice big contract extension.
We in 2020, mate, we just traded Ben Brown, like our best goal kicker in the year before. So
doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. As I said, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
In the end, it doesn't even matter. You suck so hard and can't let go. All right, I'll stop there. That's all I have for you today. Jonas. G'day, Jonas. Will Sardis or Hobbs be the sub or subbed out? Should I trade out Sardis or Foss? Look, I reckon Sardis is ahead of Hobbs. He's ahead of Hobbs.
Foss is best 22. That's all I'll say.
Foss is best 22. I think Foss, has more solid job security.
Yep.
I agree with that. But I still think Sardis is ahead of Hobbs. Hey, Brad, Supercoach Pro. Yeah.
What's up, Brad?
You gym junkie. How are you, my friend? You're looking very sharp as always. Ange. G'day, Ange. Thanks for coming on.
What's up, Ange?
Sonzi was the sub, and Smith will be sub, I think. Wouldn't be surprised. Harry Boyd doesn't matter. He'll be a whole R3. Make some coin over the trip when he's not playing. He's a good loop.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying, right? And he'll play at points anyway. So it's a little bit of a slower burn. It's not a dead pick.
Yep. There you go. And Brad confirms Smith will be the sub for sure. For sure. Baz Train, do I swap him into the mid temporarily for Sardis? I mean, the thing fine. Is, he's ideally in the forward line to get off a forward rookie, as opposed to a mid rookie, which is normally better than a forward rookie.
But it's fine. I had it in my original iteration of the team as well, so you're okay.
Saints rookies are all fraught with danger. Ross gives them a go, but if he doesn't like what they do, they're gone, and usually for a while.
Of course, yeah. That's where it's like a swim or sink, really, with St Kilda. I think they're desperate to start winning more games, and the guys that don't perform on field, I'm quite surprised that your boy O'Connell stayed around, but they must like him for a little bit. So, yeah, so if he doesn't score you another 28, otherwise he'll end up paying the same price as Patton before you have to drop him.
Come on, O'Connell, please. It's because it was St. Patrick's Day, okay? Calm it down. Okay.
So he's drunk.
Just calm it down. Better not catch Ross Lyon in the alleyway for dropping hasty. Keeler is a 198 centimeter key defender. There you go.
But then he played. Didn't he play forward in the practice game?
He played forward in the practice game. Yes.
So why would he be playing key defender?
I don't know. It's because he rocked the toss. I mean, the boss.
No, well, there you go.
Geelong could name 7 emergencies a week, and they'd all be better players than Mullen. Thank you, Rodney. I'm not the only one. Thinks McMullen is a flop and a half, mate. He's a fraud. Lindsay on field 2. Windsor out is great for his job security. Windsor got hurt late. There we go. Thank you very much. I believe he was fighting a foot infection. Well, that's not good.
Nope.
What? Jeez. Windsor's not rubbish. Come on.
Wait, Windsor's pretty rubbish, cheese. Like, I'm with you. Lindsay's come in and kicked him out of his spot already in the team.
He's clearly taking the piss. There's no way.
Nah. I don't think so.
Ben Patton keeps his spot, most likely due to 2 defenders being out. Now, James.
I hope so. I hope, James. Give me faith. Give me faith, James. I need the faith.
We don't like an early crow because an early crow normally jinxes shit. But hopefully he plays. Hopefully. Who scores more this week? Trainer, Reed, or Pryor?
Look, I think Reed is probably going to get used a little bit more because there's no... not Whitfield.
Ridley.
No Ridley in the team.
Jordan Ridley.
That would be my suggestion. Though, last week, Trainer was definitely underscored. So there is something to be said there, but I think Reed may be the play. Even though Joe does not have him on field. He's got Patton on field at the moment.
Well,
if Patton's named, you're going to get like a 20. So
he's going to be dropped, man. I'm almost certain. I'm just using him there as the loop between Reed and O'Connell.
I hope he's not dropped. I hope Patton's not dropped. Big J needs the Patton in the team.
Mate, just let it be. Let it be. He's dropped, bro. He's dropped.
I refuse, Joe.
The Shelly Bean Levi sub-risk next week with Cameron and Lohman to come in. Dev Rob could take Stas's role. Played defense in VFL and is a 121k forward.
Yeah. I think they need to play Dev Rob at some point, but I think he's just too good. Like Levi, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. He's too good.
Jack Gunston and Cooper Lord, yes. Sanders and Hasty to Baz and Lindsay.
I would 100% wait a week on Lindsay if you can. But if you wanted to, he's best 22, but just be careful.
They were playing LeBron James.
20 minutes left before, 10 minutes left before the game. Probably got 5 minutes left on us. So chuck in your last questions and we'll smash through it and then we'll be good to go from there. Can't keep going while the game's on.
Very good. No orders. Writing. Paid ad new. Lewis Young. What a spud. Yeah, don't know how he got that there. And Harry named emergency. He's sick. Can't do it. Love it, boys. Cheers, Tommy. Much love. Thanks, Tommy. Aggressive trade thought. Shera, Perryman, SPP, get in the bin. To Dunkley, Ashcroft, Warner. 116k for next week's Lindsay, Nod, and Bubble Rook.
I don't mind it. Just obviously going to have a week out on Warner. Maybe go someone like a Max Hall instead who's got DPP because at least he'll play for the next few weeks. I don't see him getting dropped.
Potentially. Hawks by 85 with Young in the side. Holy shish kebabs.
That'd be pretty roasty.
Fair to say, I don't think Velo rates Young very highly.
That doesn't sound like it.
Doesn't sound like it. Team sheets force my hand. Pez to Bice. Powell Picker to Baz and Hasty to Lindsay. Or would you choose Levi? Yeah, I choose Levi. Against the Eagles at home, you gotta do it for me.
Yeah. He could be sub and still score 80.
Double dummy. You have a face for radio. I love it. You're funny. What in the fuck is Ross Lyon doing to my boy Hugo? I know. It's a disgrace.
He is. That's what we're going to say. Get rid of him.
Absolute disgrace. Sack him. But unfortunately, he is, not good. I mean, if they score 60 points after they're doubled, you'd pick a bad captain anyway. The point doesn't make sense.
Yep. Well,
you tell him, Rusty.
No, I don't believe that.
Stephen McKenzie, who's a good rookie for Perryman? Already have Reed, Patson, and Trainer. Jackson, Pryor, or O'Connell? Or probably Pryor has the better job security.
You probably go Bo Allen, to be honest.
Could go Bo Allen? Yes, Bo Allen.
Could go Bo Allen. He's cheaper. DPP has a no early buy. You'd assume when he plays, he doesn't score -12 every week.
Oh my God, we're down to the last 7 minutes and 19 seconds.
Let's go. Come on, Joe.
I have Neil and Zorko the Magnetic. I think you mean Magnificent.
He
Zorko
could be
the
magnetic.
Magnetic.
I've never heard Zorko the Magnetic before.
This is a new one for me. I'm thinking Day to Dunkley. Do you think Day goes well against Carlton? No. I prefer Dunkley over Day for sure.
Yep.
I've gone Perryman, Sanders, and Pal Pigger to Smith, Lindsay, and DeConning. Got 137k after the trade.
Like it.
Fair enough. Jonas, I love you. How are you, Jonas? Trade out Sardis or Foss? Trade out Sardis if you have to pick one or the other.
Yep.
When Essendon play North, you guys should do a watch along. That would be funny.
Mate, we might go to the game. So I don't know when it is. I think it might be in around like 20 something. But when it's on, we might get you guys to come down and we'll do another meet and greet and then we'll go and do that.
Would be nice. Rain clearing might just be showers and slippery now. The slippery is all that matters.
I hope they got their swimmers on because it's kind of.
Yeah. Notice Tom Stewart is named on the ball. Yeah, he was named on the ball last week as well. He had 50% CBAs, but that's not where he does his work. His work is all off half back, and it is the best role in SuperCoach. Tom Stewart, for me, I've always said this in the preseason. Love him so much. Is Sardis worth keeping over S. Pepper? Yes. Because there are other options.
For this week, potentially, but probably both are gone from your team by next week.
Probably.
You just really need to hope that SPP does well. Because he might go big this week. So you hope that Sardis goes well. But both are out of my team and both should be out of your team by next week. So
they give up. I think the Carlton midfield is strong enough to get some hitouts to advantage for TDK. Repeat stoppages. TDK is a lot better now in the ruck. He's not as
he does
bad.
a lot around the ground too.
Yes, and he will leave lumbering Meek behind, I think, on the spread.
Yep.
So I'm not entirely. Yeah, it's a free hit. A lot of people have a good captaincy to follow up with.
Yeah.
Why would Lions say what they are planning for Baz? Scott would work a plan to break tag. It's a bluff. They will go to Holmes. I 100% agree. They go straight to Holmes. If they don't, then roster toss is a flog.
Well, I think just obviously they need to have, this player went massive last week. What are they going to say? Nah, we're just going to let him go big again. Sorry.
Yeah. McRae into dunks for me. Connor Stone is the loop. The weather is too scary for me tonight. Fair enough, Ange. I think Day is going to be inconsistent as getting 120s and 70s next week, plus he will cop a lot more attention. Correct.
Well, we did the analysis over the thing as well before selections, and he's got so many bloody taggers coming up. It's ridiculous. Yes. I think every game until round 8, he's got a tag.
Yeah, Stewart presents value. So does Baz. I think Baz in a forward line that has less options. Smith becomes more valuable than in a back line where you can go with a number of different people, including mid prices, that you can have as placeholders. I would like you to have both, but I guess one at a time.
Yeah, and Smith is very cheap as well. So even if he goes 90, he's going to jump up another 100k fairly quickly. So you kind of need him in for that reason. You don't want to be the guy that didn't start Baz, didn't bring him in when you could have, and then you're paying a bunch more to get him in. It's not very nice.
Yeah, Ashcroft 25 touches on. He's a jet. He's a phenom for sure.
He's better than his brother.
Initiator, how many wooden spoons does Big J need to win before he can trash the Bombers?
Okay.
What? He's already won enough. Am I looping Campo or Sardis this week, lads? I'm doing Sardis into Foss. This is a bit nice.
I've got Campo at the moment just because he's playing Thursday. So I kind of get a free look at him and then can do whatever else I want to do with the team. So it's fine.
Yeah. B, C, and C options. I think TDK is fine.
Yep.
I
Probably
think,
no one from the MCG game.
yeah.
No one's.
Rosie.
Yep.
You could go Baz if you think he's not going to get tagged. Could go Stewart. Saints love to give up points to half backs, and Stewart's a gun. Obviously, you have any Brisbane boy. And that's about it, I think. TDK into McRae. Very cool. Very cool. Patton will be sub if not dropped. Fair enough. Baz into Zorko. Very cool. Hexerism trading Garcia to Baz, keeping Perryman for another week as he will score better than what Garcia would have, you think. Holding Foss and Sardis for another week. We'll fix for this next week. Very cool. Very nice.
It's more just about what it gives you in terms of money, really.
Yes.
Being able to do some extra stuff. Perryman's obviously a lot more expensive.
Yep. Hey, fellas, good show. Thoughts on Nick Martin, Harvey Langford for Holmes, and Lindsay. Can swap Perryman instead of Martin if that's the better option.
Look, I wouldn't be picking Martin now. He's got to buy.
Yeah. And I wouldn't go Holmes. He's going to cop all of the tags. I reckon go either with a Stewart or go with a Bailey Dale. I think they're better, cheaper options, I think. Essendon versus North is round 8 on a Thursday. Wow, that's annoying.
So I would do the drive home live, Joe. How about that?
The drive home to the MCG.
It's not the live home. Could be the live home.
It's not even home. It's to the MCG.
Oh, there you go.
Why everyone going early on Lindsay? Because
he scored big last week and people are scared not to own him.
I don't know why, Uncle Akka. I didn't start Baz, but I don't want to drop anyone to bring him in, particularly not Perryman, as it forces me to pick Bice. Yeah, see, because I had Patson forward. That's where the foresight comes in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Up to you. Caleb Windsor got dropped. Did he thought he played well? No, he got injured. Prospecting Vic. See you, lads. Have a good night. Enjoy the foosball. Yes, you too as well.
Alrighty. That is us. Guys, if you haven't already, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Thank you very much for being here. Hopefully Hawthorn wins. Should be a good game. We'll see you guys next week. Our team reviews will come out Sunday night. So stay tuned for that. Have a good weekend. Stay safe and enjoy the footy.
See you guys. Have a good one.